कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। Sita, who volunteered after listening to the words of Trijata that if at all Trijata's words were to come true, that is, if Rama wins over Ravana, if Ravana goes in the southern direction, which is Yamadasha, if Vibhishana rules and brings good administration and good times to Lanka, in such a scenario, Sita said, I shall give asylum to these Rakshasi Stris. Both Rama and Lakshmana will not harm them. Alamesha paritratum. So I will give abhaya pradhanam to them. This is what Sita assured. But that on one side, when Trijata retired to bed, Sita was not very sure if such things would happen because this is Trijata Vakyam. There is no source of hope, no ray of hope that is coming from Rama's side. So she plans to commit suicide. So she readies herself. She uses her long braid that is to tie her neck and then tie the branch of the Simshupa tree and hang from it. She thinks of the Pativratyam and the different austerities and vratam that she had performed which had not fructified then. That said, she says even a messenger who should convey a well thought judgment or a decision is not here. That said, she also now thinks that it is high time that I commit suicide. On the other hand, Hanuman, who now thinks, is it right for me to speak in Sanskritam? Because Sanskritam is the language for the scholarly people. If I speak in Sanskritam, she may be shell-shocked. Should I be speaking in a language which is that of a commoner, a Manushya Bhasha, a Madhura Bhasha, like maybe a Tamil, like maybe a Prakritam, like maybe a Pali? With this thought in mind, Hanuman says, what should I do now? Should I jump and tell her? That is what Kamban conveyed very effectively. Should I touch her? If I touch her, she may feel offended. If I stop her from doing this, how do I stop her? If I tell her in Sanskritam, she may again feel the shock. How do I convey this decision? That is when Hanuman feels, I shall now recite the name of Rama and sing his praises. The only way to control or mitigate the situation is to bring Rama Namam here. Rama aklishta karmanam subandhu manukirtayan nainamudvejayishyami tadvandhu gata chetanam Raja Dasharatho nama ratha kunjara vajiman punyashilo mahakirtir Ikshvakunam mahayashaha tasya putra priyo jeshtaha staradhipati nibhananaha Ramo nama visheshagyaha sreshtaha sarvadhanushmatam rakshitam swasya vrittasya swajanasyapi rakshita Rakshita jiva lokasya dharmasya cha parantapaha vanchayitva vane ramam mrigarupena mayaya samargamanastam devim ramaha sitamanindhitam asasada mitram sugrivam nama vānaram tatassa valinam hatva ramaha parapuranjayaha ashrosham raghavasyaham seyamasadita maya veeraramaiva muktva sa vacham vānara pungavaha. That is when Hanuman thinks, now I narrate the great legacy of Rama, who was born to Dasharatha, who was very affectionate to his brothers, who learnt under Vasishtha. At one point in time, he even abandoned the riches and the kingdom that he had. He came along with Sita Mata and Lakshmana to the forest. He blessed so many rishis. He gave them peace by annihilating the demoniac forces. That is when Sita Mata was kidnapped by Ravana and brought to Lanka. Rama, who was very upset. See, this is where from which Sita wishes to hear. Rama was very upset. He had a memorandum of understanding with Sugriva. He killed Vali. He made Sugriva the king. He sent monkeys in different directions. He took every initiative to fetch his beloved Sita back in the southern direction, crossing the waters of the ocean. In this beautiful Dweepam of Lanka is the Vayuputra Hanuman seated atop the tree, he said. As he said, Sita spotted Hanuman because he says the monkey is seated at the top. Now Sita has to spot. Here is the shlokam. Sa tiryagurdhvam cha tatha ladastan nirikshamana tamachintya buddhim dadarsha pingadhipateramathyam vatatmajam suryamivodayastham. Here the commentator says Sa. She saw. Who is that she? The one who just now thought about committing suicide, that lady saw, which means she had stopped that act of committing suicide because she had the urge to commit suicide. The moment she heard the greatness of Rama, she wanted to stop. So here Sita does mention that she had the urge to commit suicide, but the word is Sa. Which is that Sa? The commentator says that lady who wanted to commit suicide, who had suicidal thoughts, was stopped. So that act was stopped. So that lady who had the thought of committing suicide, Sharira Viyodhya Vyavasayam, that lady was stopped. That lady who was extremely worried as to what happened after Rama ran behind Maricha. Did he come back? Did he know that I was kidnapped? Has he taken any steps? That lady who was worried. That lady who was also worried if Ravana would come any time because he has just left the place, he may come any time. That lady, so that Sa, that lady, who is that lady who had just committed, who wanted to commit suicide but who had stopped? That lady who was extremely worried about what had happened to Rama after running behind the gem-studded golden deer who was Maricha. That lady who was extremely worried if Ravana would come into the Ashokavanam again. Then that lady who was extremely afflicted from that very moment Ravana had kidnapped her. That's Sa, that's Sita. Tiryak. Since she says that she has to bend her neck. She has to check. But she has not been moving in any direction all these days. Imagine for days together she has been fixated in one position. She has not been moving left. She has not been turning right. She has not been turning up. She has not been turning down. So her neck and head, which is fixated in one direction, that Sita, now she thinks if women from different directions have been trying to stop her, because it is often said a woman can only understand what another woman is going through. So she was wondering if she, as a woman who's undergoing so much of mental turmoil, the other women were cognizant of it and they were trying to convince of her. Next, the word is urdhvam. So the shloka says urdhvam. She didn't have the habit of moving this way or that way because for weeks she has been fixated in one direction. Now she checks left, right to check if the women of different directions were trying to give her support. Then she turns up. Why? Because she is thinking maybe the wives of the celestials are trying to console me or convince me. So she is trying to check if somebody from the up is trying to console her. Then tathapyadastat api, then she looks to the bhumi, down. Why? Because she knows that she is born of earth. She was found on earth. So she was often treated as the daughter of earth. Maybe Mother Earth, who was extremely saddened by looking her daughter Sita's position, is trying to give through an ethereal voice. So she looks down. Again she looks up. As she looks up, Nirikshyamana, she saw one person. Who is that person? Tam achintya buddhim. That person's form was akin to his thoughts, very pure, spotless and pristine. Achintya buddhim dadarsha. She saw very clearly. How did she see? Why did she see? The word dadarsha, seen, is mentioned because, as mentioned in many of my previous episodes, Mahalakshmi's eye glances are treated very, very sacred. Yasyam dishi viharate devi drishtistvadiya tasyam ahamahamikam dhanvate sampadogaha yogarambatvaritamasaha yushmadaikantya yuktam dharmam praptum prathamamihaye dharayante dhanayam yasyam dishi viharate. Her eye glances are very important. So it is said, dadarsha, that was seen, Pingadhipater. Whom did she see? A man who was very pristine, like his thoughts was his form. Who was he? Pingadhipater, the secretary, the minister to the leader of monkeys, Sugriva's minister she saw. In particular, who was he? Vatatmajam, treated as the son of Vayu, Vatatmajam, Suryamiva Udayastham. So, when she saw the yellow monkey, because Vānara Jati, especially Hanuman, is treated as Pingadhipate. They have the shades of yellow. So when she saw Hanuman, who is yellow-hued, seated amidst the branches, he was looking like the rising sun, which means there is sign of hope. Suryamiva Udayastham. Maybe the Sishya is as true as his Guru. His Guru is Surya. So the Sishya Hanuman must have also been as radiant and as powerful as his Acharya, so he looked like the sun. So she saw sun, which is, she saw a ray of hope in Hanuman. That is when she thinks. I've been told that it is very not so auspicious to dream of a monkey. It is said, Swapno mayayam vrikarodhya drishtaha shakhamridaha shastraganair nishiddaha Svatsyastu Ramaya sa Lakshmanaya tata piturme janakasya ragyaha. I've seen a shakhamridam, I've seen a monkey, but it's not so auspicious to see that in a dream. Then she convinces, maybe this is not a dream, this is reality. Only in dream to see a monkey is bad, maybe in reality it is good. She convinces herself, and then she thinks, maybe I've been thinking about Rama for so many days and weeks together. Maybe my mind itself is trying to answer and there is nobody in reality. Then she says, Rameti sadaiva buddhya vichintya vacha bruvati tameva tasyanurupam cha katham tadartham yevam prapadyami tatha shrunomi. Maybe whatever we wish to hear only we will hear. Whatever we wish to see only we will see. Maybe I wish to see Rama. That is why I am seeing somebody who is uttering the name of Rama. Maybe this is not true. Then she again, after these so many contradicting statements, whether it is dream, whether it is reality, to see a monkey in the dream is good, whether to see the monkey in the reality is good, all these different scenarios, she concludes, whatever be it, I have to face it and let that be good. With this ray of positivity in her, Sita is hoping to see and hear somebody very positive. The truth is, she is going to meet somebody who is extremely devoted, probably more devoted than her future sons. Even Lava and Kusha wouldn't have had this much devotion what Hanuman will showcase to Sita Mata from now on. We are now going to see one of the most beautiful meetings. Before we saw Rama and Hanuman meet in Kishkinda Kandam. In Sundara Kandam, we are seeing Rama Patni Sita and Hanuman meet. That was a beautiful meeting. This is more beautiful. We are going to see the mother and the son meet in the next episode. Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a two-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.